Snowpiercer,
That's exactly what I have in my head.
Snowpiercer, train bots in disguise.
It's been playing on a loop. It's
Wow.
very annoying.
Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing Netflix's original TV series, Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer! Set over 7 years after the world has become a frozen wasteland, Snowpiercer centres on the remnants of humanity who inhabit a gigantic, perpetually moving train that circles the globe.
So this is based off on Bong Joon Ho's film, Snowpiercer, which I know has received a mixed... It's kind of like one of those Marmite films. People either love it or hate it. I personally really loved it. So I went into this very wary of what they were going to bring to us and whether they were just going to rehash that story but spread it over 10-hour-long episodes. And that to me didn't sound great. What did sound great, however, was Jennifer Connelly. She's a great actress, and if you have a look at the IMDb cast, you will be, I think, tentatively excited to see what these characters, what these actors are going to do with their roles that they're given. I have to say, the first episode I wasn't particularly awed by. I was more going, oh no, this is reminding me of the film. And I was just always comparing it. So if you haven't seen the film, don't watch the original. I would say watch the series, then maybe watch the film if you want to. But they're almost separate things now, because they've done different things with the storyline. So I can say quite happily that this much more excited with this storyline and what they did with it by the end.
So I had a different experience. I quite liked it right from the beginning. I thought it was great. And I loved Snowpiercer the film. So I did also come at it thinking, what are they going to do? You know, and for the first little while, you are obviously comparing. You're like, I'm not sure if that's how they did it in the film. But it very quickly becomes its own thing, which is fantastic. And I thought, actually, in my own personal experience of it, I thought that they got the balance between an homage to the film, but doing their own thing. So I thought they got that perfectly, because there were so many elements that were just the same as the film, and yet they forged their own storyline. And it wasn't long before you forgot the characters that you loved so much from the film.
Yes.
And just, were absorbed in the characters that they created for the series.
Yeah, because my issue was there were particular actors from the film that did such a great job, that was so iconic and so made their characters their own. Tilda Swinton being one of those. That when you see the character that kind of plays her character, even though it's not her character, it's just that character, I immediately go, well, she's not as good as Tilda Swinton. But once you are able to put that aside and realize what they're doing, I think you'll really enjoy this. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I have one niggle, and that's the choreographed fighting scenes. I would say that in the film, they're much, much better.
Yeah.
In the series, they tend to use things that directors or choreographers use as an editing sequence to shy away from actually doing a choreographed scene. So there's a lot of strobe effects in one particular scene, and it's lots of like flashy, close-up shots, lots of fast editing, cutting. And for me, that was disappointing, because one of the strongest things for me in the film was that fighting sequence. Even though, those fighting sequences, even though it was very gory, and that's not to say the series isn't gory, it's just gory in different torturous ways.
Yeah. I think it's also, it's important to realise that a series is a different thing to a film. They have different budgets, they have different time constraints, there's different ways of filming. It's a much more of a long-term project, and you have to pace yourself. With a film, you can do sort of 6 months, and you can like prep for it for 18 months and work on all your fight scenes and your choreography and all of that stuff, and then you can spend like a whole week just doing a particular fight scene, like the one that we were thinking of in that particular bit from the movie. But in a series, you don't have that luxury. You don't have that time. That's my opinion anyway.
Okay.
So I think that if you were to do a study where you were like, okay, let's pick everything that has had a film that had great fight sequences and then a series that of the same thing, you will find 9 times out of 10 that the fight sequences in the film would be better.
It's probably accurate.
And it's because of the way that they're made.
Yeah, Hannah is the same
Yeah,
example. Yep.
I loved the, what do you call it, the set dressing? The sets that they created. I thought it was fantastic. I thought the green screen effects were also really good. Like, there was never a point when I was watching this when I was like going, that's terrible. That's a bad graphic, you know, like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, even
it
the
was
shots
all
of the trains on the outside, I was
Yeah.
wondering whether that was going to look iffy, but I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it looked good. It was all very grounded and very believable, I thought.
Yep. I think they did really well with the sense of claustrophobia as well, which was what I was hoping with. There is a 1001 cars, and as much as you say that we like the sets that they've created, I would have liked to have seen more. So they obviously were constrained to certain budget issues, so that you only get to see certain sets. You definitely don't see 1001 cards, maybe 20. Each of them were different. And obviously that's to do with you. You kind of have to let your imagination go, well, what else have they got in there? You pick up what they've got in their conversation. They'd say, oh, we got this, we got that, and this is how that works. And I do like the fact that it does seem to be all grounded. I will say, you're going to be surprised if you have watched the film and you're thinking it's going to go one way. They do things a lot differently on their own. They take the story their own way. And when you get to that last episode, if you were hyped through the series and you were getting invested in the characters, by the end... when you get to episode 9, you're going to be so invested because it's a very good culmination to the story, but you're also going to be very frustrated. There's a cliffhanger, and it's a big one. It's not even a small one. I was wondering whether to say that, but I should just kind of warn you, because sometimes I know some people like to wait for a second season so that you don't have to wait for that massive cliffhanger. So it's a great story, but your mouth will go... like that at the end. You're like, really? Oh, okay. If you're invested. If you're not, then you probably would have turned off. But I like what they did with the ending, but I'm frustrated that I have to wait a year, and that's if it gets picked up.
Oh, I really hope it gets picked up.
Because if it doesn't get an audience, then we'll just be left hanging forever and ever.
No, I really enjoy this, and I hope it gets a second season.
Yeah. Jennifer Connelly was great. She is, for the most part, the protagonist. There are two main protagonists, and one on each side, and you obviously have those counter cultures. You have first class, second class, third class, and the tails. And you have one representative of each side basically warring with each other, and you have issues that happen in between. And as you can imagine, with that amount of contained space that is very mixed with people with varying opinions on life, and you have them on a revolution around Earth, and they're the last survivors, you can imagine how tense that will get. And over a space of years, I think they've shown that really well in these 10 episodes. I think it was very well executed that way.
Yeah, I mean, like the film, it is social commentary.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's got stuff to say.
Yeah. I like Jennifer Connelly generally as an actor, but I think she did well with her counterparts who kind of hold your presence. There are other actors that I thought were quite unsung heroes. They don't get as much screen time as some of the others, but there are particular actors that I just thought, wow, you're really good in this scene. Or even the young kids I thought were very good in this. Like, there's no kids that were annoying. You just thought, oh, they're as good as the adults.
Yeah. Which
is often a surprise. I think you're going to enjoy this. I think if you were tentatively kind of stepping back going, no, I like Snowpiercer. That's one of my favorite films, damn it. Like,
how dare you try and make a series of my favourite film?
Bong Joon Ho is an executive producer on this. He has seen the script. He has had a hand in this production. So, you know, there's kind of like a stamp of approval going, yeah, okay, I like what you're going to go for. Let's do that. The creator of this series, if talking about storytelling, created Orphan Black. So if you love really great storytelling, then you can see kind of how he has... come into this and kind of done his own thing. I'm going to give this an A-.
Hey, I'm going to give it an A.
Well, there we go. Let us know if you're excited to see this, and when you watch it, what did you think of the ending?
Yeah.
Will you be watching the second season? Who is your favorite character, and which do you prefer? Do you like them both, or do you prefer like the series or the film? I'll be interested to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
I just want to sing Robots in Disguise.
Trainbots in Disguise. It's a transforming train.
It is.
Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember,
Live long and Tuesday.